it's in the future, they would be like, oh my gosh, why didn't anyone even look at this field? That's my base plan of understanding stuff that would seem paranormal, but it was unknown widely because we weren't able to see too far above, if there are drones, or too far within, microscopically, whenever necessary, meaning all the time. On a lighter note, when a doctor explains to the patient what's going on and they want to know more and more because their health is your wealth and you have a right to know if you're paying a doctor money to look at you with his knowledge, well, now he has to share with you what is going on. There's simple things that a doctor would say is, well, you clearly have the symptoms of X, Y, and Z. And if you say, well, then why is X not operating? Well, now you gotta go into a big conversation, which they clearly will just print out a sheet and say, this is what it is. You can go on Wikipedia if you'd like. Actually, that's how I was treated in what just happened with lymphoma. Who would have thought that would be a thing? But anyways, this is so important to understand is that it is ironically similar to going into a tutor. If you've ever had a tutor, if you've ever gone in and asked a teacher for help, they feel like they are teaching an entire course and will tell you, go read your textbook. And it's so similar just to them saying, look at this printout sheet and read up. Am I bashing both of them? Yes, I am. I am bashing both of them. But it's a slight hint of irony that the government is doing with everyone. If you don't like our program, we will ticket you. We will give you a ticket where it's saying that you are not allowed to be here doing that simply because of the same place that owns the doctors, the corporations that own the CDC, the WHO, the NIH suggests that you not do anything that would go against what they have perceived, and what they are thinking is that they can undercut with the shortcut and make you be an at-length dummy variable.
Or listening to what I'm watching has been a kind of a eye-opener when it comes to the kind of world that we are living in and the kind of tracking our mobile phone is making it possible.
Oh my God. Yes. Kanika, you want to comment?
I wanted to share, that there have been times in the times of IoT, since I am a cybercrime lawyer and I deal with these cases day in and day out. They have been, keyloggers put in people's devices through online links. Even sometimes those are marketing links, but then they would not land you up on a product, but actually it is a ploy to reach your system and know more about you, and that's a privacy invasion. And these IoT devices could even be, being used for listening to music. I wouldn't name those specific companies, but then there are so many of them we are listening for music or watching movies with, and these IoT devices could be even ACs or refrigerators and smart devices today, which are snooping into people's lives.
Well, IoT is again Internet of Things that you
So we're reporting in to say that sweat adheres probably off your pressure points, and it does so in little parcels, the skin, how it has little dimples in it. I think it is like off that, so kind of like how a plant's roots suck in water, your pores allow for the water to be expelled. And in cosmology, that's like the stars being born in the cloud dust, and the cloud dust is kind of like the cosmic radio background because it is a fume gas like thing. and it has a data point, which is a star. And also, there's warts on skin. How do the cells in the blood all communicate with the warts on cells on skin? How spreadable is like one person's wart versus a different person's wart, like on the foot? If it's in the locker room and getting an athlete's foot, and then relay that to characters like the zombies in Mortal Kombat, I guess their skin would be like a degree of just warts everywhere. It's just with temperature extremes, because that involves excitement in regimes. In Mortal Kombat, they face robots, and as of right now, they would take us on pretty easily because their AI is flawless and their metal is hurting everyone. So like if there is a way to temper the punching of robots and then in order so that like they get hurt equally and you're on like the same playing field, I think there's a way in doing that, and it's probably going to have to do with involving the first part where stuff is less surprising if it's like more temperatured everywhere in extreme measures.
Make an extra purchase of this particular module, and we take a very clear undertaking that this is purely for compliance reasons that they'll use it.
Good. And more so when like a bigger wart would be like someone's brain. They keep trying to say how like brains are good or bad and see which ones are bad and to take them out is essentially what big tech is trying. The whole leftist agenda. Another faction to consider is like when your body heats up and it makes sweat, like how does the wart take in the thermal temperature? Because like you want your body to like not sweat, but you do want it to sweat, but if it sweats and isn't able to breathe, then it's just going to be adding in like bacteria to that region, and I'd imagine that the bacteria around a wart would just act like a sponge to a puddle. So a default is in computer science, a dummy variable is in math, and what if there was the meat character in Mortal Kombat was the default of having warts or not having warts, or being effective or not spreadable for viruses or bad things.